what's it look like?
Oh my
It's
goodness.
almost like we're driving the same thing, except
There's no stripe. It's a different, definitely different orange. No?
You think so?
Yeah.
A little lighter. A little lighter.
It's a little more bronzy.
Okay, why are you doing this, Amy?
I just want to do a quick clip to say we're back from San Diego. I have footage from San Diego, but I'm not going to have time today to edit it and go through it all, and just little clips here and there. And anyway, yeah, it was a very good time. Quick trip. Doug decided to go with
That was quick, huh?
Really last minute. Well, it wasn't really that quick.
No, I got
we were gone from Monday, and we didn't get home till last night, Saturday night.
So heads up to anybody that might be purchasing tickets. You will pay more if you wait till the morning that you fly out.
It was the morning before we flew out.
I paid more.
You didn't get as nice a seat either.
And then I sat in the back. And the people on each side of me never said a word.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm just like one of those, I kind of have, I don't know, maybe I irritate everyone because I want to do some kind of a relational thing while we're sitting there all crammed in this plane for 3 to 4 hours.
You don't need to talk, Amy. It's good to be quiet.
I like to
reflect.
talk. Everybody just puts their earbuds in and bleh. We used to like read books, and still people do read books. But it's just like earbuds, watch this movie.
You know, if I would not have to have glasses anymore, I could have just helped this lady type up her emails that she was sending out for 3 hours. I have no idea how you can have so many people to talk to.
She's busy.
She was pounding keys like you wouldn't believe.
I think a lot of people travel to San Diego for work from Minneapolis.
Can you imagine such a crazy
Des
thing?
Moines. Met someone that was like connecting. They were going to Des Moines. The guy next to me on our way back was going to Grand Forks,
North Dakota.
So like he had a 3-hour layover.
How about the...
So like if we would have went straight home, we would have been home by the time he was getting on his next plane, which he said is 48 minutes from Minneapolis to Grand Forks, 48-minute flight, because he's traveled it so much. So he didn't share with me what he does for work. But the other 2 ladies I visited with on 2 different flights, I found out what they do for a job, and that's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. And I found out the one gal's husband sells Stein seed. So then we had a connection of farming. Sort of.
And what do we got here?
So this was supposed to be a short, quick clip. Anyway,
we gotta go get some bread.
Stay tuned. We are, this time, we've spent a little bit of time in a Chevrolet lot.
We'll let you take a look at it, but I got upset. Well, here's a long story, but we can't be sitting around here no longer because salesman, we drug his time way past what he should have given us. But I gotta show you, I just have to show you something because it was very interesting to me.
He's distracted with
I'm distracted. Focus.
a Denali pickup there.
Right. So we're gonna show you what we just test drove because you got to see it to believe it. It's ridiculous.
Because it's a looker.
It's awesome.
And it caught Amy's eye.
It's beautiful.
Somebody sent me this on Facebook.
Here, I'll take and show them. Oh, pardon me. Hang on, guys. Oh, man. That thing drives itself. What did they call it?
And parks itself.
It does.
Which didn't work very good, but the driving itself was like, are you kidding me? It would change lanes. It has adaptive cruise, and so then it would notice if you can get into the other lane.
I was just asking them if we should go get it. Can't drive a Dodge. I've always wanted a Yukon, that size vehicle because I like the Durango, but they're a little bit more cramped inside with my knees into the side of everything. I just don't have enough. I have
And
enough,
our
but
elbows are sometimes like,
yeah, there's been some issues here with.
move your elbow, I need to get in here.
You touch me like that again, and we're gonna pull over.
I think we take a left here.
Okay, yeah, we got it. Maybe we should put them down until we get on the big road, and then we'll get more in depth into the Cadillac excitement.
Oh, the Yukon is where we left off.
Yeah.
Can you see? I think
Yeah,
we'll
kinda.
come back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we're out back on the 2-lane, right? That's what this is
Well,
called.
this is actually a 4-lane because we
this
have
is a
two.
4-lane. 2 lanes the same direction.
Correct. Which we don't have out where we live. I don't know how many lanes
what's
when
it
we were
called?
in San Diego. How many lanes were we in just in this going the same direction? There must have been 5. 4 to 5.
So when we're at home, it's a 2-lane or a half a
Correct.
lane?
2. It's a 2.
1 lane going each way.
Right, 2 lanes.
Just kidding. Back to the drama of the vehicle thing. We have honed in to what we want in the future, or
Are you sure?
can
Expand.
what we will have to choose from in the future. So Amy always said that she did not want to have the bigger vehicle. She liked the size of the Durango, but now she's gotten all grown up and has decided that she could possibly, she wouldn't mind the next size bigger. So years ago, I used to be for whatever reason, if I drove a Chevy, I liked the GMC more than the Chevy. It was just a grill thing.
Oh, that's right.
And we got through those years, then finally pretty much got into, you don't want to be in on
I
this?
need to change.
I finally got
my
into just the Dodge, just the Ram stuff, and that's where I've been for many, many years, which I'm satisfied with.
Our first Durango was an 04 Durango. We had Jimmys, 2 different Jimmys before that. And then we switched to the Durango probably in 06, 05, 06.
So now Chet was so kind here a few weeks ago to send this picture of this beautiful vehicle.
Yes, very.
Which
He knows I like red. He knows
Amy took a picture of it, and this would be a good time to put that picture in right now.
You're getting good at this deal. And now that I can edit, he thinks, oh, well, could we do this?
Make
could we
her
do
work.
that?
Just
Let's
make
just
her
do
work.
this. Let's do that.
So then we got into what we got into here a few weeks ago or months ago now, with looking at trading this off for another Durango, which they did not give me. I was going to lose $20,000 a year. We've had this thing for 2 years, and I said, no, I'm not going to lose. You're not going to shaft me like that. I'm not doing it. I won't trade at all. Well, then I got thinking, maybe it's got to deal with the value of your trade-in might go up if you start looking at the more expensive vehicles. Because back to my original, what is that, theory or
I suppose. Theory.
it ain't a theory because it's true. You pick the number, you guys come up with your own number, but whatever for talk, for conversation piece, we'll come up with the numbers that we actually dealt with. That way you can pick your own number, but $50,000 to boot on the other Durango. They were going to give me $20,000 for this vehicle. So if you're willing to spend $50,000, well, now you pick another number. Of course, you have to afford it. I'm not going to say that I could afford it, but I guess if I chose to, I could make it work.
It's about how much you can afford for payments.
Correct. So I thought, well, maybe if you get into the next size bigger vehicle, like the Yukon size vehicle, maybe they'd give you more for the trade-in, and the to boot money is going to go up, but it ain't going to go up that much, because if you put a value on all the fancy stuff, which is only going to break and cost you more to maintain, I'm sure, but you know where I'm going with this. So I thought this vehicle that Amy got the picture that was in the video just a little bit ago, or you could put it in here right now again, Amy.
Yes, dear.
Maybe we could we could get more bang for our buck. Long story short, more bang for the buck.
Now, this fellow that we talked to, when you gave him that scenario, he said...
He corrected me.
He said I would write you a check for your Durango for the amount I told you I'd give you for trade-in.
$6,000 more.
Right, not 6.5, probably.
I thought it was 26,000.
25.
Was it 25? Where he got me on $1,000 and I didn't even know it.
It's always been 25 from this guy. Right?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm all nervous and choked up.
Yeah, you seem a little worked up about this. You're a little... Bring it down a notch.
Well, it's been a very stressful morning.
Well, we've been gone also for however many days. Monday till Saturday now. There's been a lot of traveling. There's been airplanes, traffic, strange beds. It's just then we come back and tell this guy, when we get back, we'll come back and we will have thought about it, which we did.
Do they know that you did test drive it before we flew out?
I don't know. Probably not.
So she did test drive it, and the whole story is I wanted her to drive this bigger vehicle, so I never test drove it. I had her do the whole thing, and
I was even able to park it in it's not parallel, perpendicular parking is what they call it,
just
I guess.
a hard right and straight in type.
And I'm not that great at parking, I admit it, but I was pretty impressed with myself. Well, it's like driving a pickup. I mean, I've driven your pickup.
It's just bigger.
I learned how to drive stick shift on a 1960-something Chevy way back.
65, I think. Now we're way off.
When I was a teenager, so, I mean, I can drive. I can park. I think you have to be in your left lane.
Left lane, coming in on the left lane. So, the reason for going down there or driving this thing was for her to see if she can handle it. Not maybe 1% chance I gave it of her saying yes, I want, or I can handle this vehicle. I couldn't believe it when she says, yeah, I think this would work. So
I wasn't expecting that either, so.
I was blown away. Not one bit of time did I spend on thinking that it was possible and that I needed to consider, what if she says, yeah, this was going to work. I wasn't there. I wasn't prepared, didn't drive it. So then we went back and test drove it this morning.
And then you drove it.
And then I drove it. And I was surprised at bigger vehicle, but the legroom, they went and
wasn't much better.
Built the side console here into a 1.5 foot wide thing. A lot bigger vehicle. Felt a little more safe in it. Not that I feel not safe, but it was definitely a very nice vehicle. Very nice.
Way more than... It's just because when we look at used vehicles always, and then it's just whatever is on it is on it. And this one had everything and more you could even imagine on it. So
it drove itself. Didn't know they had stuff like that.
So
you literally could let go of the steering wheel, I guess. If the road, what did he call it? If the road
highway or interstate
prepped for it, it's got to have sensors on. I don't know. The road
I think I would sign up for that.
The road's got to be smart enough for the vehicle, or the vehicle don't work on it. So obviously it would not work on a gravel road. But
no.
So then we drive it this morning. I test drive it, and then the sales pitch starts. Oh, let's go in the office. It's like, oh.
I don't want to go in the office. I want to have a decision and so we don't have to talk for an hour about it. And he's a good good. He was definitely a good guy.
He was patient. He did not force nothing on us.
He kept asking questions, which I think was good. Your brother Brian was with us because we stayed with him last night because it's a 3-hour drive home, and we stayed so we could do this thing this morning. Then we went and had brunch and this and that, pros and cons, and in the end it was really Doug is the one that is needing the vehicle.
I gotta get a pickup.
Amy is not needing. I think the motivator I was looking at is what we have 73,946 miles, so 75 almost, and I know that that's kind of a cutoff between 75 and 80,
which
to get your best value for trade-in.
But I'm not scared of 80,000. We've put 200,000. My pickup's almost whatever. That's got 176,000 on it. It's been good. I'm not in fear of this thing breaking down. I don't need.
Not that it was the value for me.
Yeah, well, they're gonna get you one way or the other. So back to the, if I spend this amount, and if you throw another 10,000, 15,000, you get a whole different level. It's the old story. I started out looking at a Pinto and I ended up with a Cadillac. Well, we almost ended up with a Cadillac. But now that we know Amy can drive that size vehicle, we can look around, because I don't know if this was a super good deal, or not a good deal at all. I think it was an okay deal, but well, you know, I'm all for the super good deal, so
yeah.
So we said no, and we're heading back home, and we're gonna do research, and in 5 years from now, or
right,
1 year from now, who knows? You never know. When the good deal comes around, I guess long story short, don't be scared to check into the higher price stuff, because when you think of it, a $50,000 vehicle, and that's what that Durango, which was just newer than this one was, nothing really more fancy about it, had a tow package on it, but for an extra $15,000 gets you into a whole different level. Well, it was more close to a space shuttle instead of a vehicle, actually. Kudos to you guys who drive Cadillacs. That's wow.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
Very
that's
nice. Never. Anyway, just because we're always in a used vehicle mindset, you just look at what catches your eye. I want something with color. I just seems like everything is more of a, which is fine if you like neutral and everything. I just like to have a little bit of flash.
I'm old school. I don't want white, because white in the winter time is nothing more. Well, I grew up with that. You don't buy a white car if you drive a lot in snow, because you blend in with the whiteness, and you are setting yourself up for an accident if the people do not see you, because you are the same color as the surrounding. So I don't want white. I can't have
two
black.
Children that have white.
Yeah, well,
Jean
that's
Marie
up to them if they want to end their life soon.
Come on now. Jean Marie and Stone both have white Jeeps. Sharp looking and everything. It just isn't my thing. So, and who knows if that's true about the.
Ask me why I like John Deere. Because I blend in with the background. So then why wouldn't I want a snow-colored vehicle? I don't know. Nobody's going to ram me in a green field because there's nobody out there driving around. But
You've got some interesting theories, you know.
That is a theory. I think we should let them go before everybody gets afraid of what we think about them.
Everything. You have thought about everything. So they already know that.
You gotta always know every angle. Know the answer to every angle that's possible under the world. Look at that. Was that the sky falling?
Thanks for sticking with us, you guys. We're very blessed, and it's always an adventure. Never know. You just never know what we might get into. Just never know.
And here's to you guys. Good luck Cadillac shopping.
Oh my.